All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the latest edition of Baptized Fire with Brother Martin. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to have some fun tonight. We're here to talk, walk, and just speak our minds freely, ladies and gentlemen, because I feel like we are all blessed. We are all here for a divine reason. We are all here by, what do I say, ladies and gentlemen? By divine design. That's right. And I know for a fact that I got some words to preach, teach, and reach tonight. And I hope with whatever I say, it can really help inspire others to live their best possible life. Because I know there's people within my life that have gone above and beyond, whether they realize it or not, to set an example for me to follow to live my best possible life. So it's been an awesome, awesome past week or so for me and my family and everything else, guys. And something that I've just been thinking about is, first off, something I've been practicing like the past few months is that I've had a really bad habit. And I know we all have really bad habits, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, my really bad habit is that I have a habit of taking my stress home from work. And you know what? Normally that leads to unnecessary bickering and arguments whenever it comes to me and my wife. And you know what? Recently, lately, I made the conscientious effort to get rid of those, to get rid of that habit of bringing the stress home, because ultimately it adds to things that aren't really necessary. And you know what? With that, it has led us to literally, within like the past few months, we have not fought whatsoever. We've been getting along like peas and carrots. We've been going together like Forrest and Jenny. Wait a minute, that's not a great example to think about. But regardless, it's been an absolutely awesome, awesome time that I really, really feel like people need to hear about, because I know for me personally, by sharing what you're going through, it can really, really make a difference in somebody's life. So I'm excited to share that with you. And also something else that's been going on in my life is, hold on, guys. Make sure we don't have any unnecessary issues. That's right. Okay. The net that's Anta is a little bit slow tonight, guys. I apologize. The modern technology isn't necessarily the greatest. It says I have a strong signal, so I don't know. Anyways, but like I was saying, the fact the fact that I've chosen not to bring like my stress home with me, it's made like a huge difference, not only from like a emotional perspective, but it's helped build our bond even stronger, because I've learned that, you know what, it's okay to be stressed out. It's okay to be a little bit frustrated and angry because things aren't going in your particular way that you would like. But there's ways of going about it to where you share with your partner, to where it could not only help you, but it can also help, but it could also help, which it can not only help you by being able to get what's off your chest, but it could also help your partner, because your partner can help when it comes to knowing what's going on and realizing, hey, they're not the target of why you are angry. They're just there for somebody that you can kind of bounce your ideas off and bounce your feelings off of. And I've learned to do that a lot better, especially like within the past couple months. And like I said, we haven't fought once. I mean, it's been absolutely awesome. And I want to encourage people, like I said, when it comes to your partners, when it comes to your husbands, your wives, dear God, there's crap going on outside. And by the way, guys, you know I live in Myrtle Beach, the dirty Myrtle. Just to let everybody know, it's a wonderful, wonderful world out there. I'm kidding. But anyways, just the whole thing is that we have not been fighting. Things have been going great, not only from like a spiritual and a emotional perspective, but from a lovemaking perspective. The God honest truth is, me and my wife, we've been doing the hibbity dibbity, like we were back in our dating stages, the honeymoon stages. But that all has to do with the communication, and like I said, making sure that no matter what you're going through, that you're letting your partner know, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is why I'm feeling the way I feel, and I really want to let you in on this. So don't be afraid to let your partner in on what's going on with you. But also, don't think that they're a punching bag either, that you can just scream and yell at because you're angry at somebody else. Don't vicariously use them as the outlet when it comes to your anger. And I've really, really learned that lately. God's really put that on my heart. And like, honestly, that all started with me going on the trip to California when I saw my brother Anthony, my sister-in-law Claudia, and my nieces and my nephew. And it really put a lot of things into perspective for me. And it's just one of those beautiful things that just being around certain people, it could really make a huge difference on how you see things within your life. That's why I was giving that example, because I want to bounce it off to another example. That being, I've really wanted to make changes within my life for the better. Which I started when it came to dealing with like my marital issues, like with fighting and arguing, and I'm doing a lot better with that. And now I want to take the extra step to better my body, better what I put into me. I want to start working out. I want to start eating better. I want to do a lot of things that I feel like can lead to goals that I do have in the future. And I just want to say, everybody out there, that it's never too late to do something that you've dreamed of. I have a dream that I want to do. I'm not going to necessarily reveal it on here, because the people that know me the most and know me the best, they know what my dream is. And I'm not going to reveal it until I get to that point to where I feel comfortable enough to do it. But I need to get my body in good physical shape, and I need to do it first. Dieting, man, like what you put in your body, it's just like your eyes and ears, like a spirituality. What you see and what you hear, that could go straight to your heart on how you view life and how you hear things. And like, for example, okay, let's say the news, whether like your CNN, Fox News, Young Turks, whatever. If you are strictly stuck on one particular news station, more than likely your perspective is within the way that the network is speaking of. And sometimes that's not good, because you need to be willing to open up, and you need to be willing to realize that, hey, maybe by hearing and seeing different views, that can widen my understanding and help me build wisdom even more within my life. Because I know, for me, for example, I just don't watch CNN. I just don't watch Fox News. I don't just watch the Young Turks, which, by the way, Young Turks, they are my favorite news network. But I get a feel for what's going on with everybody, because ultimately I know there is a particular agenda, and there's a particular way they want to paint things. So it's a matter of you taking everything that you can in and painting your own picture to what you feel things truly are. So that's what I want to do. I'm doing it within my marriage right now, and now I'm wanting to do it for me. I'm wanting to do it for my body, and I want to do it for my mind, and I want to do it for my soul. So I recently went to a wrestling event, which this is going to go right back around to what I was speaking of. I just recently went to a wrestling event, like with my fantastic friend, one of my best friends, Daniel. He is a huge supporter of mine. He is our number one fan on the Retro Wrestling Revival page. Absolutely, hands down, our biggest supporter. I have nothing but love and respect for the guy. And as everybody knows, wrestling's been a huge part of my life. Wrestling's been one of those things that within my life that I really have used to deal and cope with my depression. I've dealt with the stutter. I've dealt with bipolar manic depression. I've dealt with being obese. I've dealt with just so many different issues, like with being picked on growing up, that wrestling was my escape. Then later on, it was my faith. Then it was my family. Everything, like, and literally, it was every single time that I turned that TV on, like to watch those wrestlers. Those are the guys that that I could really look up to, and that would really inspire me not to take no shit, to reach for the stars, do whatever it takes to achieve your goals, and to be the best person you can be. And I know some people are thinking to yourself, wrestling, really? Yes. Some of the best people that I've ever came across, whether I met them or not, from hearing from other people, etc. They're from professional wrestling. In my opinion, they're the best athletes in the world. They have no off season, and these are the men and women that will go above and beyond to make sure their fans are happy. And I respect it because I truly see it as an art form, and I see it as a really difficult thing to do, because not just anybody can get it. Not just anybody can be blessed with athletic ability, with charisma, and the ability to hold the crowd in the palm of their hands. There's very few people in my mind that can do that still to this day. And for me, wrestling was always that thing that I would go to. I would really sink like my teeth into, so to speak, to watch and to escape. I mean, no matter how bad my day was, whenever I was getting picked on because of my stutter, or because I was fat, or because I was dealing with mental health issues, I always had Monday Night Raw. I always had SmackDown. I had TNA. I had all these other shows that I could go to. I mean, right now, there's no better time to be a wrestling fan because of the accessibility of content. But back then, I had to videotape stuff. So what I would do is I would videotape Raw, SmackDown, I would videotape TNA. Then I learned how to burn DVDs. So like I would burn all the shows throughout the week. Not saying that was legal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not encouraging that, because I got a phone call from the Federal Communications Commission. I was laying in bed one day, and my mom and dad, they came in my bedroom, like they were freaking out because the internet got turned off. So like they thought that it was just like a random blackout. So like the service was down. So basically what happened was, apparently, which I was downloading WrestleMania because it just happened like the night prior, and I found a site to where I can download it for free. Once again, I'm not encouraging this behavior. You could pay $9.99 a month and still get Mania now. Do that. That's the best thing to do. The Boogeyman. Yes, the Boogeyman. Yes, Jeff, brother. I hope you're doing all right tonight. Thank you so much for your love and support, man. I hope you're doing all right. The Boogeyman. That's right, the Boogeyman. And so like basically what happened was, like, my mom and dad, they came in, they were freaking out over the whole thing, because like the internet got shut off, and I was downloading WrestleMania. Now what I would do, because I would use a program called BitTorrent, I would download the content, burn it, then I would delete it right away, right off of my computer. Now, me being stupid and not paying attention, which is kind of odd because I'm a stickler for details, especially like with having ADD, I downloaded it twice by accident. And then what happened was, apparently it got sent to my internet provider, and they shut our shit off. So like my parents, they came in my bedroom freaking out, screaming, and they said, "I just to let you know, the Federal Communications Commission, they are threatening you with a $500,000 fine." And I'm thinking to myself, for what? And then they said, "Well, you were downloading WrestleMania," and so I got on the phone with them, and they said to me, the way you did this, you're a bright kid for your age, but what you did was illegal. I would advise you to not do it again, because if you do, then you can face up to between 5 to 10 years in prison for illegal pirating and all that stuff. Because guys, that's not a thing to sneeze at. Believe me, I know things. It is so easy now to download stuff for free. But I would encourage anybody, from my experience, if you can afford to pay. I don't know, but if you can afford to pay out like a few bucks per month for like a streaming service, go for it. Because not only will you be paying the content providers, but you'll be keeping your ass out of jail. So that's my advice. But no, I just want to say that's how far my passion for wrestling went. So pretty much I would download every Raw, SmackDown, Mania, pay-per-view, you name it. Hell, I was even paying for the weekly pay-per-views on TNA. So for like the older fans out there for TNA wrestling, whenever like the company first started, it was weekly pay-per-views. So literally from week to week, they didn't know whether they were going to be in business or not. I became hooked on the program through their weekly pay-per-views. So like my dad would say, hey, you do good. You do good in school. You behave for your mom. You make sure like the house is clean. Then I'll pay for your pay-per-view this week. So like my dad would pay. So like my allowance was essentially him buying me that pay-per-view weekly. So I fell in love with what like the TNA wrestling was doing. And the funny part about it is that I know some people aren't going to like me to say this, and it's not a very popular opinion, but I feel like Vince Russo did his best work in TNA wrestling. So, but no, just how much were those weekly shows? So those weekly shows were $9.99. So literally it was $10 a month. And so think about it from this perspective, guys. You can get the TNA app now. It's like $7.99 a month, and you get access to every single pay-per-view that they've ever made for like the weeklies. Which as compared to me, my dad probably paid out at least, I'll say right around $200 for the shows total. So yeah, you talk about a heck of a deal now. You talk about a great time that we're living in. So yeah, but so hold on. Let's see what Building says. Your hard work as a child supported TNA. Yes, it did actually. I was a huge supporter of TNA wrestling. Whenever World Championship Wrestling went out of business, there's that huge void, and like for me, the WWE product was kind of getting stale. So for me, I turned to TNA, and I loved it. Which I discovered Mr. Styles. I discovered Jerry Lynn. I discovered all kinds of people. No, scratch that. Which I knew Jerry Lynn before then, but I didn't appreciate him nearly as much. And that's until I saw him in TNA. And then I saw him on a weekly basis. So like the point I'm getting to, guys, is wrestling has always been there for me. It's been a way for me to escape reality. And it's been a way for me to pretty much keep my sanity. I'm a firm believer that pro wrestling does save lives. I'm living proof of that. Hashtag pro wrestling saves lives. We can do that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. The TNA Asylum years were one of the most underrated times in wrestling. I agree. And like I said before, I'm a firm believer that Vince Russo's best work was in TNA wrestling. I know people are saying, well, what about the Attitude Era, Chris? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to downplay Russo's contributions, but I still think they could have succeeded without Russo. I still think, considering 98% of it was heavily influenced from ECW, I really think that they could have survived. I mean, hell, they had Stone Cold, The Rock, The Undertaker, Kane. I mean, they had a lot of people that were big contributors. So not saying Russo didn't do a great job, but I'm saying that I think they could have still survived without him. TNA, not so much. I feel like he was a big contributing factor to that brand surviving because of his story writing, because of his storylines. He proved he was the real McCoy. And I know some people, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe, man, just blasphemy coming out of your mouth. He wasn't that bad of a guy, ladies and gentlemen. I have my own perspectives on him. I have my own views, but I'm not going to downplay his contributions. So just saying. But like I said, that led me to discovering Jerry Lynn. That when it came to me appreciating him more, I discovered AJ Styles, James Storm, Chris Harris, better known as Braden Walker. I mean, so many wrestlers that I otherwise would not have been exposed to. I got exposed to because of that, and it made me have a more deeper appreciation for wrestling. And I was extremely grateful for that. And for me, it's led me to it's helped me when it comes to like my self-confidence and standing up for myself, because if I see these guys do it on TV, then I can do it. And you know, some people are like, well, Chris, it's choreographed, it's storyline written, but still seeing what they're doing, that could motivate me to stand up for myself. And that's what I did. I did that a lot. People would make fun of a lot of things about me, but watching these wrestlers, it really, really motivated me to put my foot down, and I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. Hold on. I don't think McMahon would have known what to do with the Stars without Russo. The Attitude Era was more influenced by Bischoff than ECW. I disagree, but I respect your opinion. Hold on. Your promos on the PA systems at Walmart are outstanding. Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to say this, that I do still have a dream. I do still have a dream of where I want to be involved in the wrestling business. I'm not talking about being a wrestler, because honestly, that's not going to happen due to my physical disabilities. But if I could be a PA announcer, a referee, someone that builds the ring, something, I want to do something that can help contribute to developing and helping characters and helping wrestlers get over. I mean, because honestly, growing up, one of like my favorite things to do was serve at youth camps, and which my job normally was to help wash dishes. I would set up stages. I would help with like the background stuff, but it ultimately led to what was going to happen with like the bigger stuff. Because, for example, guys, you can't have somebody speak to help kids find Christ if you don't have the stage built for them to step on to speak. You have those people that are in the background that help create a bigger impact that wouldn't have happened otherwise. So that's what I would like to do. That's one of my dreams, guys, is to still is to be involved in the business in one way, shape, or form. And I am really picky when it comes to the wrestlers that I respect. And like a lot of people, they're like, well, what do you mean? Don't you respect them based off their abilities and this and that and da-da-da? Yes, I do for the most part. But when it comes to wrestlers that I deep down respect and that I have nothing but the utmost love and appreciation for, it's ultimately down to the type of individuals they are. There is no wrestler that I have more admiration for than Killer Kross. He's on that list with Mick Foley. He's on that list with Jerry Lynn, Mark Marrow, James Storm. I have a group of guys that I have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for. And the other day, Mick Foley was number one on that list, okay? And the other day, I met my favorite wrestler, which is Killer Kross. Going back to Daniel, my wonderful friend Daniel, he knows how much wrestling means to me, and he knows that I really, really, really respect Kross, and I really wanted to see him live. So Kross and Scarlett were doing a show. close to here, about let's say about 3.5 hours from Myrtle Beach and High Point, North Carolina. And it was called either Masters of the Ring or Masters of Wrestling. And Kross was facing Darren Young for the world title. Before the show, they were doing meet and greets, which I got the opportunity to meet Ricky Steamboat. I got the opportunity to meet Teddy Long again. Both great guys. One of the cool things is me and Daniel, we were standing there waiting for Daniel to get like his picture taken like a Steamboat and like the signature. And it's just amazing because me and Daniel, like, we're just sitting there and not sitting there, but like standing there with an amazement, listening to Teddy Long and Ricky just talk about the road. And like they were having a discussion about who's the greatest babyface of all time. And Ricky says that people consider him, but he doesn't feel that way. And Teddy was reinforcing the fact that yes, you don't give yourself enough credit. You could still get in the ring if you want to. It was freaking awesome hearing two legends go back and forth and just having an awesome conversation. It's stuff like that make me love this business, because you can tell through the way they're talking that they love it, and they love it with a passion. And those are the types of wrestlers that I respect. I respect the ones that don't just do it because they can make a living at it and they can make money and get famous. I respect the ones that do it because they give a shit about perfecting their craft when it comes to things like promos, when it comes to their ring work, when it comes to psychology. And there's very few people in my mind that still have that art down to a science. And so like we were waiting there. Daniel was getting ready to get the signature with Ricky, like the picture. And Daniel got not only to take a picture with him, he not only got the autograph from Ricky, but he got to hold the actual Intercontinental title from WrestleMania 3. Cool as shit. Okay, hold on. What did Teddy Long do before WWE? Okay, so Teddy Long was a referee. He was a manager. He did booking. I mean, Teddy did a lot of stuff before WWE. He has a very, 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 very long resume. I would encourage you to look it up. He has contributed a lot to professional wrestling. Teddy was actually the manager of Ron Simmons whenever he became the first Black World Heavyweight Champion in a World Championship Wrestling. He was an awesome, awesome character, a great human being, and a huge contributor and a barrier breaker for black men in professional wrestling. It's like you in podcasting, I guess. Jeff, he was a ref and ace. Okay. In WCW. Okay. Teddy Long has okay. I'm not going to disagree with that. Anyways, but no. Like the thing is that Teddy is an absolute legend. I love him to death. Great, great guy. Both times I met him, stand-up guy. And he makes you feel like family. And speaking of feeling like family, right after that signing, we went to go. Wait, hold on. First, before we went to meet Ricky, I met one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, one of the best promos of all time, and someone that has been completely screwed, in my opinion, of being able to contribute more to the business. I feel like this man is the definition of sports entertainment. If you were to have a wrestler that's the definition when it comes to characters, talking, getting the crowd involved, everything, within the past 25 years, I would say this man right here. And I know some people, they're going to be like, wait a second, I don't think so. But in my opinion, this man right here. That is Mr. Anderson. That's right. I got the opportunity to meet Mr. Anderson. He's been one of my all-time favorites. And this is the thing, guys, with the show that we did, it was so awesome because the show started out with Mr. Anderson going back and forth with Teddy Long, and it led to Teddy Long saying, all right, you want to run your mouth, and you're not just going to face one person, you're going to face 19. So it was like a 20-man battle royal, and Mr. Anderson was under the ring the whole entire time, going from side to side to side, telling the fans to shh, be quiet, don't tell them I'm under here. From the promo at the beginning to his mannerisms during the match, hell, he was entertaining even being under the ring. So by the time the last person got in the ring, that was still left, of course, Mr. Anderson got up. He won. He threw the guy over. He won the match, and the guy was blown up. I mean, he just did a lot of hard work. Just saying. But Mr. Anderson won the match. It was absolutely freaking awesome. The crowd went nuts. And Teddy Long, of course, being like the strict but fair authority figure, said, Mr. Anderson, you're still going to wrestle tonight. So eventually his opponent was an ECW original, which was CW Anderson. And just listening to it, just like the chemistry between the two, the psychology, it was off the charts. Great match. And it was hilarious because the fans were saying, screw you, Anderson. And of course, Mr. Anderson, being the smartass that he is, which one? I mean, and it's just, it made my day to not only meet him, but to also see him basically go to work and show how talented he truly is. And the thing about it is that he might not be signed to a major company right now, or I could be wrong. I think he's still signed with the NWA. I could be wrong. But no matter where he goes, he can light up a crowd, just like his theme song in the WWE says. Turn up the music, light up the crowd. That's what he does every single time he steps through those ropes. And I appreciate that with Mr. Anderson because he gives 100% no matter where he's at, even if it's for 75 to 100 people, which I would say that's a nice guesstimate of the attendance at the show that we went to. And he still gave us all. And I respect the hell out of him for that. And you know what? I respect Mr. Anderson for the fact, too, that like with me, which I'm a former drug addict myself, and I was able to overcome, and which I was able to defeat my demons. And you know what? Mr. Anderson was able to do the same, and I'm proud of him. And you know what? He's a wonderful inspiration, a wonderful human being that shows never give up and always follow your passion and continue to do what you love the most. And I loved it. So yes, meeting Mr. Anderson was fucking awesome, and I was over the moon about it. All right, here we go. Let's see what these other comments are. Teddy Long, okay. Speaking of family, here is Priscilla Martin. Okay. My wife's actually relaxing at the moment. All right. Mr. Anderson is super entertaining. I agree. But you worked hard to overcome your addictions. You're an inspiration. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Honestly, my wife, she's a big reason why I was overcome. Sorry, guys. Stutter. She's the reason why I was able to get clean and get healthy and to really get my life back in order. I mean, don't get me wrong. God was there, but God was the one that put those people within my life to straighten me out. My wife said, sweetie, I'll be willing to help you. But if you're not willing to take the steps yourself and meet me halfway, then I can't be with you, and these kids can't be around you. So those are the two things right there, like that kind of set me straight, like that made me break down saying, you know what, I got to do this. I got to get sober for them. So those were the things that really, really got me really, really sober to focus on, hey, what's important like within my life, and which I'm a walking, talking example, ladies and gentlemen. that no matter the odds, you can always overcome them, and that God will always give you a way, and God will always paint the path forward for you to go. You have to choose to take that path, though. He's not just going to give it to you and do it for you. He's going to give you the opportunity to do it. Here we go. He never beat almost killing Randy Orton's shoulder and getting tossed out of the WWE. I feel like, once again, Mr. Anderson was one of the biggest misses in the history of the WWE, without a shadow of a fucking doubt. Him, I would say Damian Sandow, Mr. Enzo Amore, and the gentleman that I'm about to bring up, which is my favorite wrestler. I feel like they completely missed the boat with this gentleman. He is literally a license to print money. You talk about somebody that could take down Roman Reigns and be a believable threat. You talk about somebody that has the ability to do promos and be believable and be a badass in the ring, psychology, everything. That's my favorite wrestler, which is Killer Kross. And right here, guys, this made my week. This made my month. This made my everything for the week, because you know what? I don't do very much for myself when it comes to my life, because for the people that know me, you know that I literally give everything and then some to my wife and to my children. So when it comes to money, when it comes to my time, when it comes to everything, I give it to them. So whenever, like, my wife and many other people are telling me, Chris, you need to take time for yourself and do something you like, do something that you love. Sometimes I feel guilty about it because I feel like I'm taken away from them. But ultimately, I figured, well, the bills are paid, the kids are taken care of, and I ain't got nothing to worry about right now. So I am going to take time for myself. And that's something else that I'm working on, ladies and gentlemen, is not feeling guilty when it comes to doing stuff for me. I'm not going to, which I talked about earlier, working on the not bringing my stress home from work. Now I'm going to work on doing stuff for me and not feeling guilty about it. So my wonderful friend Daniel and my wife and John, and so many others said, Chris, go do it. Go do something you love. So Killer Kross was wrestling at the show in High Point, which I know I've already said it, but I got the opportunity after meeting Mr. Anderson to meet Kross. Daniel was the first one to go up and talk to Kross and talk to Scarlett, because I'll be honest, I was so nervous. I was on the damn which I was on the verge of like hyperventilating. I was so excited and so nervous because, honestly, Kross means so much to me, and I don't give a damn what you guys say. You can call me a mark, you can call me a pussy, I don't care. But I almost started crying because I was so excited, and I was so overcome with joy and happiness because I was finally able to meet one of my heroes. And for the people that know Kross or pay attention to, like, his social media posts and everything else, he's more than just a wrestler. He's a walking inspiration. He's an excellent human being. The way that he approaches life, the way he tackles everything, it's amazing. He doesn't do it halfway. And it's so fucking awesome to see somebody that does that. And you know what? From the word go, the way he treats his fans, I've never experienced it with anybody else. The closest was Mick Foley and Eddie Guerrero. But Kross made me feel literally like I was the only fan there. He gave his undivided attention to me. And if I didn't have more people behind me, me and him, we could have talked more. We were essentially talking about, which I told him that he was such a huge inspiration to me. He is my favorite wrestler, and I respect greatly his contributions to the business. And it really means the world to me for people to go out of their way like they did, like Daniel did for me, to take me to meet somebody that I admire so greatly. It means the world to me, guys, because like I said, these wrestlers growing up, they were my inspiration. They were the ones that gave me the courage to stick up for myself. And damn it, I'm proud to admit that. And, but like I said, Kross is a man of faith. He's a man of conviction. He's a man that really represents a wonderful, wonderful human being that will go above and beyond no matter what. If you're a stranger, a fan, or a family member, he will treat you all the same. And it absolutely means the world to me. And like I said, guys, I mean, there's very few people that I've gotten choked up when it comes to meeting. Kross was one of them. I got choked up because I respect the hell out of him. I'm sure if I get the opportunity to meet Jerry Lynn that I will do the same exact thing because I respect the hell out of him so much. I'm sure, which I've sat down with Mark Merrow on Skype and like we've done like a sit down, but I put Mark Merrow in that same category as somebody I greatly respect and I greatly admire because of their convictions and the way they carry themselves. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys, I was going on a tangent here. There we go. Here we go. Okay. That made you honor. Yeah. Kross must be huge. Yes. Literally, his arm was bigger than my head. Kross is massive whenever you meet him. You were so selfless. You took care of your family before everything. Thank you. Follow your heart, Brother Martin. Thank you. It must be must be a beautiful moment. Yes, it was. Out of respect, I'm just going to say this nicely. She is a beautiful woman, not only on the outside but on the inside. It's crazy to think that Disco Inferno trained this guy. Okay, Disco Inferno trained one of the best performers in wrestling, period. It's amazing. So for me, I don't shit on Disco nearly as much because of that fact, because if it wasn't for Disco, I might not have had that moment with Kross. So I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. And that gets me thinking that if Disco has the ability to train somebody like that, why, I mean, what else does he got cooking in the oven, so to speak? All right. Kross inspired you, and now you inspire others. Thank you. Disco is a very, very underrated worker. I agree wholeheartedly. Disco does not get enough credit, without a doubt. And back to Scarlett. Something that I want to say is that my wife, which I don't share this, she's actually okay, like with me sharing this. Like my wife said to me that growing up, her parents treated her like absolute garbage. Basically, nothing she ever did was good enough. She wasn't smart. She was too stupid. She couldn't do nothing great. Once we had kids, she was a shitty mother, this, that, the other. And my wife simply stuck around from blind loyalty because she felt bad because my father-in-law was not half bad when it came to treating my wife decently. And the messed up part about it is that a lot of that bullshit and a lot of that negativity my wife has experienced, that has affected her self-image. That has affected the way that she sees herself. And it's bullshit and it's unacceptable. And I just tell people that I don't understand how somebody can have children and tell them directly to their faces, hey, you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. Because for me, I had the most caring parents that you could ask for. I had my parents had so much love that I could have given it to 40 different people. They supported me no matter what. They fought for me whenever I needed to be fought for. When it came to my learning disabilities, they fought for me. My brother was actually in the state of South Carolina the first child to be under the the uh, the uh, the uh, the National Learning Disabilities Act, to where children with learning disabilities could be in the same classroom as other children that don't have them. So my brother wasn't like he wasn't um, uh, slow mentally, but he struggled like with certain things. He had severe ADD, and the thing about it is that my parents actually fought for my brother to have that. And that led to me having it down the road. And that all started. And I know some people are not gonna like to hear this, but I'm not gonna go too deep into this. But Hillary Clinton, she was the one that initially fought for that. And the state of Arkansas was the first state to actually have that. And then it eventually grew to all 50 states, and that led to me having opportunities. That led to my brother having opportunities, and I'm which I will always be grateful for. And regardless of what side of the aisle that you're on, recognize the ones that have laid down the groundwork for you to have those opportunities. Because for me, I'm not a fan of certain people, but I will give them credit where it's due, because their actions led to me benefiting in various ways. So that I'm grateful for. Like with my parents, they were the ultimate support system. And like my wife didn't get that. So whenever we met, which I recognized that I had a lot to deal with, but not in a bad way necessarily, because I love her. But she said to me, because we've been together for the past 11 years, she said to me, "You've always stuck up for me. You've always told me I'm beautiful. You've always defended me, and you truly do love me, don't you?" I said, "Yes, I love you with all my heart. God put you in my life for a reason." And recently, which my wife, within the past few years, she's finally starting to be comfortable in her own skin. She's starting to feel beautiful. And she's like, "Sweetie, there's a difference between you making me feel beautiful and me feeling beautiful for myself." And she said that there was a contributing factor to that, and that is Scarlett Bordeaux. When I started to watch Kross, I started to watch him back in Impact Wrestling. She started to watch it with me, um, and she saw Scarlett, and she just saw how Scarlett took her confidence, and just Scarlett knew she was sexy. She knew she was beautiful, a strong, sexy woman. And my wife really admired that. She really looks up to that. And Scarlett was a big contributor, believe it or not, to my wife feeling more confident and her feeling more comfortable in her own skin. So I know I didn't get the opportunity to share that with Scarlett, but I just want to say that if you ever get the opportunity to see this, thank you. My wife wants to say thank you. Uh, Kevin, Carrion, I just want to say, brother, you have been a huge inspiration to me when it comes to sticking up for myself, not taking no shit, and realizing my worth when it comes to not only my work, but just life in general, that I don't need to accept a roadblock because it's there. You, with the way you carry yourself, you see those roadblocks and you knock those motherfuckers down. And I respect you for that. And you've encouraged me to do that. And that's partially why I'm going to start working out more. I'm going to start to eat better. And I've talked to Jeff Mr. Upunich, and he's on the keto diet. So I'm looking for suggestions on potential diets to start because I want to start to work out. I want to get in better physical shape. I want to build muscle mass, and I want to chase the dream that I want to chase. So I really would love suggestions from you guys if you can, from experience, whether it's a suggestion for like a workout routine or for a diet. Let me know because I want to take it on. You know what? Hell, I'm going to share it with you guys. My dream. You know what? Because I'm an open book, and you know what? Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Christian. They all had similar neck and spine issues to me with spinal stenosis and degenerative disc disease. And they were able to overcome it to return to wrestling. I know there's going to have people that are going to laugh at me, and I know there's people that are going to be doubters, but you know what? That comes with the territory. Me being open with who I am, I know I'm going to have critics. I've had since the beginning. I'm going to have it until I'm dead. But I'm going to say this right now because I hope this inspires somebody to do it. I want to get in good shape. I want to bust my ass. I want to work hard. And one of my dreams growing up was to be a professional wrestler. And I have achieved being a pastor. Which I've achieved being a chef. I've achieved being a writer. I've achieved being a father. I've achieved being a husband. I've achieved, with the exception of the military, I've achieved every single goal that I've set out to achieve. And one of my goals is to become a professional wrestler. I know that I have a lot going against me because of my neck and spine issues. But I feel like if I can start to get healthy enough and I could be on like the right diet and go down the right road and make the right decisions, that I can do it. All I want is one match. All I want to do is to walk down to that ring, if it's for 5 seconds or 5 minutes, and say that I wrestled. That's a dream of mine, guys. And damn it, not only will me changing my life when it comes to my diet and my exercise change my life to make me a better father and husband, but I want it to change to where I can achieve one more dream I have. And I pray that every single person out there realizes it's never too late. It's never too late to chase that dream. As long as you have air within your lungs, God can give you the ability to go down that road to achieve those dreams. Once again, if Edge can do it, if Christian can do it, if Daniel Bryan can do it, if so many others that have had neck and spine issues can do it, I believe I can do it. And you know what? I've already had a surgery, and I'm feeling better than I ever have. I know I'm going to need multiple surgeries down the road, but you know what? I feel like I can do this. So, guys, meeting Kross literally set a fire under me. Just, you meet those certain people within your lives, that just their aura, just something about them just really inspires you to just get up and take the world by the horns. And I want to do that at least once, just to say I did it. Hold on. Those guys had access to top-level medical care. It's a bit different than the rest of us. I agree, Jeff. I agree 1,000%. The grapplers would probably train you. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Now, are they actually legitimately trained? I don't know all this, but I understand. This is going to be a the odds are really stacked against me. Right now, would I get a clean bill of health when it came to even going in the ring for 5 minutes? Hell to the no. I would not. My doctors will look at me like I'm crazy and say, your spine is pretty much it's basically being held together by duct tape. So that's the way they would say it to me. But you know what? I want to do it once, guys. I really, really do. Kross has inspired me to do this. He's inspired me to step up and go for it because he does it with everything else. And you know what? If it gets to the point to where I get into shape and it gets to the point to where I'm still not cleared, then at least I can say that I tried. You know what I mean, guys? I don't want to live and go through my life with should have beens, could have beens, and what ifs. I want to live my life knowing that I tried to go towards my dreams. So I want you guys to have that same attitude. I want you guys to have that same perspective because you know what? You all have it deep inside of you. You all have the ability to do it. Hell, I know you do. Worst case scenario is you lose 40 pounds and you gain half an inch for a count. Well, that's not a bad suggestion either. And I don't mean to be braggadocious, but like the wife ain't got no complaints in that department. But the weight loss would be nice. I ain't gonna lie to you because right now I'm about, honestly, I'm about 5'9", and I'm about 190 pounds. So I really, really would like to slim down to whether it's slimming down or building muscle up to where like I'm heavier, then I'm fine with that. But I don't want to build it to the point to where it makes my spine worse. So I'm trying to figure out what the balance should be. That's not a bad starting point at all. I agree. I want to do this, guys, and I pray once again that I can inspire you to step up, step out, speak up, speak out, and you can go for it. There you go. Hashtag go for it. Believe and achieve. And the thing is for example, too, hell, podcasting, which I forgot to mention that earlier. I was inspired to podcast after the loss of my father. And it led me to trying to kill myself, which led me to discovering the two-man power trip of wrestling, which led me to discovering Vince Russo, which led me to developing a passion for podcasting. So that's led me to here. It's led me to me meeting John and Mike Durband and all these people that has led to this point. All because I was willing to let God say, hey, follow this direction. Because it's going to lead you in a positive down the road. It's going to pay off. And hell, I even have people that say to me, Chris, you inspire me and you stutter. How do you do your shows? And you know what? I do them because I feel like God's telling me to say something. God's telling me to speak something out because somebody needs to hear it at that direct moment. And I don't give a damn if it comes out weird, then so be it. But I still got words to speak. I still got things to say. And I know every single person that's watching this live or otherwise, you have that fire within your heart to do it, to achieve it, to believe it, to do something that you never thought was possible. And like I said, if you try and fail, at least you tried. Because I'd rather try and fail than to never try it at all and wonder, man, what if I would have done it? Man, what if I would have? And then you're old and you're decrepit because it's eventually going to get to the point to where if I don't take better care of myself, that I'm going to be in a wheelchair by the time I'm 50 years old. So for me, it's time for me to step up and do what I can to take care of myself. But also in the same vein, I want to chase my dream. One match. That's all I want, guys. I don't care if it's against Danhausen. I don't give a crap if it's against your local farmer Joe. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I just want to be able to say I walked to the ring and I had a match. That's all. So, anyways, I thought I'm having a good time tonight, guys. I love every single person. Bill Ding, Jeff, John, everybody. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your continuous support. And it really, Daniel, it means the world to me. Mr. Adam Finch, everybody that retweets my content, watches my content, everything. I greatly, really appreciate it. Hold on. It should definitely be against Rob and work it really snug. You know what? As for Rob, I'm going to be honest here. I'm a firm believer that whenever these opportunities come up for you to meet people that are really going to light a fire under your ass, that it's not good to continue to harp on negatives. It's not good to continue to harp on people that really aren't in your best interest to help you move forward. So for me, I'm going to be honest with you. Do I like Rob? No, I don't. I think that he's got a lot of issues to work out within his life and that he really needs to focus on what's truly important, which is God and family, instead of caring so much about what a bunch of random strangers think. But that's just me. But ultimately, I pray for the best for him. I hope he finds what he's looking for, which I hope he finds happiness, because he's clearly not happy in his life. So I hope he finds it. I really do. And I wish him the best. The same goes for every single person that wants to speak against me and be negative. I wish we might agree to disagree on various things, but you know what? There's no hate in my heart. I don't hate anybody. I don't strongly dislike anybody necessarily. I might dislike their perspectives and views, but it's hard for me to hate, because it's like Russo said, and Russo said this a long time ago, and it really, really stuck with me. Once again, there's certain perspectives Russo has that I strongly disagree with, but something he did say that held true, and that was, guess what? If you have hate within your heart, God's nowhere near your life. And I agree. And since January, since I returned back from California, I've really started to really see things from a broader perspective. I'm focusing on fixing my marriage more. I'm focusing on my mind, my body, my soul, and surrounding myself with a support system of people that will lift me up and not tear me down. So I pray that you guys can find that within your lives. And I just want to say once again, Daniel, thank you for being such a wonderful friend. And thank you for bringing me to that show. It means more to me than you will ever realize. When I get the opportunity to meet these individuals like Kross, I take it to heart. And it means so much to me. And like I said, Kross wasn't just a wrestler that was trying to get my money and just to do the bullshit fake, hey, how you doing, stuff like that, and move on. He genuinely cared about what I had to say. And he made me feel like a friend. He made me feel like a family member. And every single person that I've ever came across that has met him and Scarlett, they have said the same exact thing. that they are wonderful, genuine, true, good people. So, like I said on my Facebook post, and which I'm going to say this again, I pray for nothing but continuous kick-ass success for Killer Kross in it and for Scarlett Bordeaux, as I feel genuine, kick-ass people like them that have awesome hearts deserve every single thing that they get when it comes to success. And I know one day, I don't know whether Vince McMahon's going to realize it now or realize it later, or whether he's already realized it. You're going to have people from freaking TNA wrestling and WWE kicking themselves in the ass because they didn't treat these two better. Because guess what? Killer Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, they are literal licenses to print money. Killer Kross, the last true badass in professional wrestling. Scarlett Bordeaux, the perfect 10, the smoke show. She is the personification of what it means to be a sexy, strong woman, like within the wrestling business. And not only that, but she can kick ass on top of it. Total package, both of them. Any big company that signs them will have nothing but opportunity to get big ratings, make big checks, and most of all, they will have two wonderful people on their rosters that can heavily influence others to not only be great wrestlers, but to be even greater people. So I really, once again, want to say thank you to Kross. I want to say thank you to Scarlett. I want to say thank you to Mr. Anderson, Ricky, Teddy. I mean, honestly, that show was fucking awesome. And for the people out there, I posted the Kross match on my YouTube. I've gotten damn near 1,000 views on that. I just want to say thank you. Literally all I did was videotape it and I posted it because I wanted you guys to experience what I experienced with the joy and happiness that he gives me when it comes to his character and everything. He's fucking awesome, guys. So for the people that haven't had the opportunity, Google Killer Kross. If you haven't seen his stuff, look up his stuff within the NXT. He had phenomenal matches with Keith Lee, with Finn Balor, with Adam Cole. I mean, it goes on and on and on. He had a banger of a run in the Gold brand. Now, Raw, that's a different story. Clearly, Bruce Pritchard has no clue what the hell he's doing with good talent. Maybe with Cody recently, he's starting to get the picture of it, but he completely missed the boat on him, on Kross. So, once again, I pray for nothing but the utmost success and happiness for both of those two. Thank you for the experience you gave me. It means more than you will ever realize. And once again, I could check those two off my bucket list. My next ones that I want to meet bad. I want to meet Mark Marrow, which, once again, I know I've met him on Skype, but that's not the same thing. I want to meet Mark Marrow in person because he is a amazing human being, and he's he is one of the most well-known speakers in the whole country when it comes to motivational speakers for kids. I would encourage you guys to look up Mark Marrow stuff on YouTube. He has a wonderful speech on his mom. And it would, and it's really going to pull at your heartstrings, guys. Oh, here we go. Come on, good stuff, man. Everyone deserves nice things and experiences, no matter what they do in life. I agree wholeheartedly. Don't work your life away without doing something for yourself. At least once every couple of months, guys. Because life's too short. If you work hard, you deserve a wrestling show every now and then. You're right. Which I'm not the type of person to where I have to go to every single show that's in North North or South Carolina. For me, we normally don't have the money to. And for me, the thought of me potentially putting my family behind on bills just to go to like a wrestling show, I can't fathom that. So normally for me, it is either someone is nice enough to buy me tickets and then I pay them back, or we have money set aside to where the bills are paid and we have a little bit extra. That's normally how I go. But this time around, I was able to have the money together to pay for it. And Daniel was more than gracious enough to take me because, as you guys know, like with my neck and spine issues, it's hard for me to drive. When I turn to look, I literally turn my whole body while driving. So yeah, it's not the funnest of experiences. So thankfully, like my wife drives most of the time too. So, but like I said, I can mark Scarlett and cross off my list. Next, I would like to meet Mark Marrow. I want to meet Jerry Lynn because for anybody that knows Jerry, he is an amazing human being as well. He's a pioneer when it comes to smaller wrestlers getting over. If it wasn't for wrestlers like Jerry Lynn, you wouldn't have people like Kenny Omega getting over like they do. You don't believe me? Go look at Jerry's work. Sean Waltman's the same exact way. These guys pave the road for smaller wrestlers. And my other one, because I've already met Mick Foley, so like that's off my checklist too. And my other one is my favorite TNA wrestler of all time, James Storm. I think that he's an awesome human being, extremely underrated, and he deserves more than what he's gotten. I hate to say that, man. You talk about missing the boat on people. I wish James would have got a better shot in the WWE. You know, guys, I could go on and on about this shit, but like honest truth, for me, which I base who I like not only off their talents, but the type of people they are. And two really quick, and I know the last one might be controversial, but I want to meet Eli Drake or Max Dupree or Mr. LA Knight, whatever you want to call him, Sean Ricker. I want to meet him because he's one of my favorites. And I want to meet one of the best talkers in the business recently and someone that would easily add ratings to any show that he's on if signed. But I know people consider him controversial, but I don't give a shit. You can't deny his ability on the mic. That's Enzo Amore. I would love to meet him because I respect the hell out of his ability. And he seems like a really, really kick-ass, genuine person. Don't get me wrong. He might be rough around the edges, but he's true to who he is, and I respect the hell out of that. So it is what it is. Okay. Jeff said that I have trouble spending money on myself because I always think that I could go to the kids. It's hard to even buy clothes. Brother, I'm the same exact way, especially like my wife. She's been throwing out freaking boxers lately of mine, and she's like, please go buy yourself a new pair of boxers. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm taking away from the kids. So she normally has to go buy the shit for me behind my back. And she pretends like I've had him the whole time just so I don't feel bad. And the thing is that which it's been built into me to care so much when it comes to my family that I neglect myself. And guys, we need to realize, once again, like you said, Jeff, every single person out there that busts their ass and that works hard and that does right by their family deserves to spoil themselves from time to time. And a little fun fact for you guys before I go, because like my voice is going hoarse and I actually have tomorrow off, so I'm going to spend it with the kids and sleep in a little bit. The fun fact for you is that with every paycheck I get, I do spoil myself with one thing. I buy myself a milkshake from Chick-fil-A. I always do that every single paycheck. Now with this new diet that I want to do, I might have to substitute that. So I would like some suggestions If that goes against keto or vegan or whatever, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this all out, guys. So, like I said, if you're going to dream big. Don't think that it's too late. Don't think that you're too disabled, you're too crippled, you're too out of it to try to achieve it, because you're not. The fact you woke up this morning, that tells you that God's given you air within your lungs to seek that opportunity to try. That's all. That's all you could ever ask for, guys, is the opportunity to try, to put forth the effort, to say that I went for it. I encourage every single person to do that tonight. And once again, between me visiting my brother, to my wife, to me meeting Kross recently, thank you all for helping me with getting that fire lit under my ass. Because pretty much my brother was the one that got the gasoline. He got the gasoline tank. My wife's the one that poured it on there, and Kross was the one that lit it. So, you know what? I say thank you to you all. And I love every single one of you. And once again, pro wrestling does save lives. It really does. I'm living proof. And if you guys are going to, and for the detractors out there, if you want to pass judgment and laugh, then so be it. I have no shame or embarrassment in how I feel. And I pray even for you to chase your dreams and at least say that you tried. So, guys, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kross. Thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, John. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody that's been on the support train for me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to my brother Anthony, who is out. He's out to sea right now. He's on what's it called? It's not out to sea. It's not a mission. Damn it, I can't think of the name of it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really tired. But deep port. No, damn it, I can't think of the name of it. But anyways, my brother, he's out to sea right now. He is overseas right now, doing some important things to help protect our country. I ask every single person that's seeing this, please pray for my brother Anthony, that he's safe and that he makes it home safely. Because I do respect Kross greatly. You guys know this. But there's no one that I love and respect more in my life when it comes to a male more than my brother Anthony. So please pray for him. So, guys, I just want to say thank you so much. God bless you. And until next time, please focus on what's important on your life, in your life, on your life, whatever you want to say it. And I'm going to be doing a watch along coming up within the next couple of days, probably hell, even maybe tomorrow night. We're doing November to Remember 1995 Part 1, ladies and gentlemen. You guys voted on it on Twitter, and I'm going to give it to you. So we're doing November to Remember. And then I'm going to figure out the whole new show thing. And then after that, we're doing King of the Ring 95. So that's the schedule for the Retro Wrestling Revival. And as for the Baptized Fire stuff, like I said, I'm not really going to give a schedule out because this is a passion project for me. And I do it because I love it. So not that I don't do retro because I love it, but this one, whenever something strikes my heart, then I feel like I need to share it. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, guys, I love you. Thank you for your support. And please, once again, focus on what's important within your life. Focus on God. Focus on your family. Focus on ways you can make them feel more special within your life. Like with Father's Day coming up, if you get the opportunity to spend time like with your father, do it. Even if you have issues or whatever, you say, Dad, fuck what's going on with us, like with our issues. I love you. Life's short. Let's squash it. Let's move on, because I know that I wish I could do that, because guess what? My dad's up in heaven right now. So find your dad, find your mom, find everybody that's important within your life. Give them a hug and make them feel loved and make them feel appreciated, because that's what we're called to do. We're called to serve God, but we're called to serve others through love and through the way we live our lives. We are walking testimonies, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you. I know I keep going on and on, but thank you guys. God bless you and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful night.